Hello, I'm Pamela Ray. Don't go anywhere. It's me, Katrina. Sorry, don't go anywhere. Yeah, it's just me. Hi.
Just me, just me. Welcome, Katrina milosevic, to our interrogation room.
Good to be here.
I know, you're used to these sessions. You know how hard I go and I interrogate you.
I know you go hard.
I really do go hard.
You go hard.
And we will be getting lots of information out of you tonight, I feel.
Yeah, good.
I just feel like that I'm really going to...
I feel like I'm ready to open up.
Yeah, I'm really going to
give the game
it's
away.
like an onion. I'm going to slowly peel the layers off and we're going to get out some religious information, guys.
I'm going to get all sorts of things out.
While I start to chat to Kat about the episode that we just watched, which was epic, Ep 9, you start hitting me with your questions.
Yeah, don't leave me hanging, peeps.
Yeah, we want some good ones.
Whoever's out there, don't leave me hanging.
Those two people, right, lots of questions.
Both of you, now.
Hello, Sue Boomer Jenkins.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, how are you? Okay, let's talk about tonight's ep.
Okay.
I've got 3 big, juicy, burning questions that I think that fans would love to hear us unpack. And the first one is...
I love this unpacking. I feel like I'm going on a holiday.
Yeah, we are. We're unpacking. It's what we do.
Yeah,
we peel the onion off, peel the layers off.
Unpacking. I just love it.
It's my new buzzword for this
I love
season.
it. I'm
Let's
using
unpack.
it. I use it at home.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll continue. Yes, burning questions.
Vera, Jake, and Mr. J triangle.
Yeah.
Shit is heating up.
Yeah.
So we know Mr. J.
So frustrating,
Mr.
isn't
J knows it's Jake. He knows Jake's a snake.
I love Mr. J. I
We all
love him.
love Mr. J.
Yeah.
But he knows that Jake's a snake.
Yeah.
Jake's feeling pretty confident that he's got all his ducks in a row and he totally owns Vera, and good luck, Mr. J, because I've got this.
Yeah.
Vera's in a little bit of a like, look, we know Vera's all about policy and process and ethics, but she's smitten with Jake.
Well, that's it. Vera, like a lot of us, just wants to be loved because she's never been loved, and you can tell that that's a real pull for her, and someone showing her that amount of attention, you know, is a real, you know, I want to say seductress, but that's wrong because Jake is a man. She's really seduced by that.
She is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's when we saw a couple of episodes back, it's a big step too to let him move into her house.
Massive.
That's huge for Vera. Like, it's huge for anyone, but just more so for Vera.
Oh, busy.
And then she has, I guess, kept it a secret because she's wanted to keep work separate.
Yeah.
And so it does kind of look like to Mr. J, like, well, why did you not tell me about this? Like, we've been a team.
Yeah,
like, we're a team.
That's it, for a long time, I know.
Yeah, and I mean,
J.
we're seeing Mr. J finally, I guess, team up with Kaz, and and like a lot of you guys have been saying this, and I'm sure we're all feeling it. We finally feel like Kaz's, you know, passion and what's the word I'm trying to think? Energy.
Yeah.
Is finally directed in the right place.
Yeah.
She's finally let Will in. She's finally like, you know, it's not all men are bad.
He's been knocking at that door.
And now they're able to work together to take down Jake the Snake.
Yeah. Which, you know, if any of us knew about, wouldn't be so happy. Even though it's Mr. J, still, you don't be teaming up with the screws. But it's kind of, I guess, from an audience perspective, kind of good that she has. So that's great. And yeah.
Does Mr. J, though, segue, have a different, like, do the prisoners, do you think, have a different vibe towards Mr. J?
Yeah.
Just because of the relationship with B, and he's always kind of been that advocate or that sense of hope for the girls. Do you think he has a different, the girls look at him differently than they look at all the other screws?
I don't know that they see him the way the audience sees him, because he's still, you know, from Booms' perspective, which is all I've got really, is that he still tells me what to do, and gives me a hard time sometimes. But
we slotted you the other week.
Yeah, he's always slotting me. Yeah, he is always slotting me. So yeah, no, it's, you know. So I don't think we have the same perspective as the audience does, which is seeing a really good man who actually has their best interests at heart. They kind of get that vibe, but still, I don't think they would be happy with the collusion, because that's just the way of the world in that jail.
That's it. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Screw lover.
And then we saw the Allie and Frankie escape plan escalate tonight.
Yes.
So, you know, they're lining their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess the part that's hurting me is will it be at the cost of poor Boomer's newfound sense of responsibility? You know, that scene tonight where Boomer's like, you know, this is the first time that I felt special.
Yeah.
and I felt like I've had a purpose. Don't wreck it for me.
And, you know, she in that scene, she was, you know, when we were filming that scene, we were really conscious of Boomer not falling into old habits of being, again, seduced. It's my buzzword. Unpack and seduce. Of being
Seducedly unpacked.
Yeah, seducedly unpacked by Frankie. Because she normally is, because she just loves her so much, and Booms is so dedicated to her. But she really tried to stand up for herself in that scene, so obviously what she's doing in the workshop really means a lot to her. So all I can say, Kelly, is I hope that Frankie doesn't, as she says, fuck it up for her.
And last one, because I think everyone's saying this, do I say it? Iman is tote sus. I'm not trusting her. I think like she's sus. I feel like what is she doing here? What is the vibe? What does everyone think of the new roommate? The new roommate? Same.
Yeah, you know, she's just not much. I mean, I don't have much to do with her. I sort of didn't even know she was in the prison until Doreen said something the other day. Meaning the other episode. But you know, I still, you know, when I hear that she's you know, if she's being bullied in any way, I'm there to, you know, kick some ass.
Yeah, we saw some muscle brought in the other week. That was cool.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think she's sort of, Iman's a sneaky one.
She's flying under the radar.
She's flying under the radar, and I think that's always cause for alarm.
Absolutely.
Unpack that.
Do with that what you will.
I'm very tired. I'm very loose tonight, people. Anything could happen.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about Katrina. Let's talk about Katrina. Let's talk about Boomer. Let's talk about all the things you just like talking about yourself.
About you.
No. So the evolution of Boomer from season 1 to this season. Now I've talked to you about this a lot, but the audience want to hear from this. Can you talk us through, in a nutshell, the transition from the Boomer we met in season 1 to the Boomer that we're dealing with now?
Geez, that's a good question. I always think about this. I sort of am tempted sometimes to go back and watch series 1 just to see who she was and who she's become. I think the essence of her is still the same. She's always searching for somewhere to belong, someone to belong to. And I don't think that's changed. She's just sort of, so much has happened with, you know, when Frankie left the first time, you know, that really threw her out on her own. And it's the first time she'd sort of felt like that. So she floundered around a bit and, you know, as I said, always looking for somewhere to belong. Then she belonged to Maxie. And then she felt like she belonged as a mum, but really I think what she just wanted was to be loved. And then Maxie left, so, and here we are. And now Frankie's back, but she's not paying her any attention. So Sonia has put Booms under her wing, and I think we're seeing a little bit of growth in Booms. You know, she's still very reactive, always has been, but she sort of seems to be controlling that a little better these days, but who knows? Who knows if that will last.
And I think one of the great things that we've seen Sonia bring out in Booms is Sonia's very, like, because she's very, like, you know, Susan do this, Susan do that, this is how you do it. But she does make Boomer feel a sense of like, well, you've got the confidence to do that. You know what you're doing. Yeah. And she brings that out in Boomer. I don't know if there's been a character that's done that to date for Boomer.
No. And also, she's a character that, it's an interesting relationship because it's not one of unadulterated love, like it was with Frankie and even, again, with Maxine, a different kind of love. This is one that's built of mutual respect, which is something Boomer has never, ever had. So it's kind of, it does make her stand on her own 2 feet. It doesn't mean she's dependent on Sonia. She cares a lot about her, but she's not dependent on her because Sonia, as you say, makes her feel like she's capable, which is something that someone, you know, like Boomer has never, ever had in her life.
Yeah, someone to believe in her and go, you've got this, you can do this.
In my head, Boomer's always been disenfranchised. I think she's always been the runt. Makes me sad. The runt of the litter, you know, and misunderstood and never got the tools to express herself properly. And it's nice to sort of see her hold on so tightly to something that, you know, who knew she could weld?
Yeah, who knew? But you know, even to that point, even when you see in the scenes where, rather than making the decision herself, which is what Boomer's used to, she's used to supporting a strong female person who makes a decision and tells Boomer what to do. you've been watching Sonia go, what do you think, Susan? And without even spoken word, you've just got the visual of Susan being like, or Boomer being like, well, I don't know what I think. Yeah. Actually, I do know what I think.
Yeah.
But it's a very change in how she's been treated previously, because all of a sudden someone wants to know what she thinks, not saying go do this.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's you're right. It's a big change, and it's sort of, I mean, I also think that someone, I keep saying someone like Boomer is a self-saboteur as well, though. I think, you know, she kind of, as I said, she doesn't have the tools to deal with everything that pops into her head and everything that she's confronted with. So it's still a journey. But yeah, I think she's on the right track.
Yeah, I think. I'm loving seeing Boomer take charge of her destiny.
Destiny, that's right.
Yes. Now this season, this question spurred from all of your guys' comments and things that you've been floating around each interrogation room and across our posts. So this season, we've seen a lot of change. We've had loved ones leaving. We've had like almost the family sort of, you know, not the same family that it was. And Boomer's kind of really been the voice of the audience, or the people's person in that prison. So she's felt the feelings that everyone's feeling. She's felt the change. She's been the one saying, I just want things to go back to normal, whatever normal is.
Why does everything have to change?
Yeah. How do you describe this? How have you felt this connection with the audience in playing Boomer? That Boomer's kind of been like the people's person in the prison.
That's interesting. No, I can see it from the outside, but when on the inside, I don't. It's not something that occurs to me. Because I get why she asks those questions and why she's so frustrated and why she's so sad. I mean, she is locked up and forced into this routine, and she just wants our family, and she finds her peeps in this prison, and they all leave as they do, or they die, or they, you know, it's bound to change. And for someone who doesn't have the tools to express herself the way most of us would eloquently, she bashes things. She
punches
and she cries, and she gets frustrated, and yeah. So, but I can certainly see why the audience feel that she says what they're thinking a lot of the time, because because she's kind of guileless in that way. So she can afford to be the voice of the people, because she's just like, you know, it's shit, you know, and when the audience are going, this is shit, she's like, yeah, I hear, it's shit. So it's kind of cool. I like that she sort of has that role a bit. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, because I mean, we have had lots of changes, and we've lost a lot of love characters. So the audience is sort of going through that change, but at the same time too, this has been such an explosive season with so many storylines that we didn't even, you know, we couldn't even imagine it happen. Yeah. So yeah, having Boomer as that constant, I think, for the audiences, and that's the sentiment that's coming from the audience, has been a godsend. So we love having. We've also loved, you know, we always love Boomer for the lightheartedness that she brings to the role, and the one-liners and the happiness, I guess, or the chuckles. But we have seen, particularly last season and this season, with the storyline with Maxie, and then this season, a really different side to Boomer, which has been great to explore as well.
Well, that's what happens when someone loves you. You discover different sides of yourself, and different parts of yourself come to the fore. And I think that's, she was loved for a while. Oh, God. I'm going to cry.
See what happens in my interrogation room?
I did it, I'm guilty.
Tears. I made Kate Jenko cry too.
Really?
Yep. Oh. Yep, that's what I do. Hard arts.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about, moving on to the question. We touched on it, but can we talk a little bit more deeper about Boomer's sense of responsibility and purpose with the Green Wall project and what that means to her?
Well, it's something that she was good at, and unfortunately it was lost in the edit. But there was a bit of backstory there, in that she used to work part-time at Daz's panel beater shop, and that's where she learnt to weld, and she got really good at it, and she just didn't bother to tell anyone, because why would you say that? You know, it's just something she did. It was part of her life in Frankston, in Victoria. And so, you know, which is it's a shame that didn't make it into the cup. But to then have it celebrated by someone like Sonia, who is this revered businesswoman that everyone sort of talks about, and someone who speaks so poshly like she does, for her to say, "Oh my God, Susan," it's like, yeah, like it just makes her, you see her grow in stature. It's like, yeah, I can do stuff. I'm cool and I'm important now. And she, as you say, she's always been someone's right hand or someone's, muscle or someone's bouncing sounding board. Oh, shut up.
This is what happens when Katrina gets up at 5 a.m. to do radio interviews, guys.
It's not good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Radio Peeps.
Yeah, thanks, Radio Peeps. What was the question?
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
When you were first presented with the character of Soon Boomer Jenkins, what were your first thoughts?
I loved it. I loved her. I straight away, I loved what I thought she could be, and I read the first scripts of the very first series, the very first episodes, and just loved them. I thought they were really different to anything that I'd read. The detail in the scripts was, I'm sorry if this is boring, but
it's not boring.
It's just
hang on, every word you say.
Really, unpacking it and seducing it. Oh, stop! Really, I'm tired. Sorry. Okay. I loved it, and what did I immediately think? I just connected with it immediately. I'd sort of, and I went on. I tell this story a bit. I sat on a lot of trams, going past, a lot of kind of dodgy parts of town, just looking at people, listening to people, and I straight away I sort of felt like I knew who she was, which is always a good sign when you feel like that, when you get a character, because it doesn't actually happen very often. Sometimes it's like, okay, and you try to fit a round peg into a square hole, but this just felt sort of right, and I'm just so lucky, that I got the opportunity to sit in it and be there, and yeah.
Well, we love Boomer.
Oh.
And this is one of the questions that always comes up. And this is from you guys. This is from you guys in the audiences again.
Wow.
Has there been a favourite scene that you've filmed to date? So from season 1 to now, has there been a scene that is just? I know you love getting into lots of scenes, but has there been just one standout?
Favourite scene to date. Yes, and it's also probably the hardest scene to date. It was a scene that I did with Socrates. It's the one where Booms finds out that Maxie's not going to have the chemo, and she just loses her shit at Maxie, and that really resonated with me. Because I've lost both my mum and my dad to cancer, and my mum while I was doing Wentworth, actually. So when Pete McDyke, who's one of our writers, who's been there since the beginning, sort of at the read-through, we do this read-through before we film an episode, he came up and very tentatively went, "You're going to get to this scene. I hope you're going to be okay. You all right?" And I was like, yeah. I get to the scene, I'm like, yeah. It was like I just fell apart. And I think tell me someone who hasn't been touched by something like that. And so I could really relate to what Booms was saying, and how she was saying it felt so authentic to me that it just. You're being selfish, and that she would still think it's a bit about her, because she loves her so much, and so that was the most fulfilling thing to film for me, and also the most difficult, because it was hard.
And we got to feel it on the other side of it. I mean, though there was that scene, and there was obviously the scene when she decides to go and have the treatment, which were two of the really, heart-pulling string scenes of of last season. Yeah. Really. And I guess that also then made the goodbye to Maxine even harder when she finally... I mean, it actually comes into point again where Sonia's the one that comes into the room and says to Boomer, like, snap out of it, Susan.
Yeah, that's it. You're being selfish.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No. We love Booms. Well, I'll stop unpacking Booms and Katrina, instead I will encroach on your personal life and make you play innocent or guilty.
Oh, hooray. I love it when I've watched the other cast when they get this. Everyone sort of has a good look. It's a paddle with innocent and guilty.
It's literally from Kmart, and we stuck it on either side.
That's it, but I'm going to do what everyone else has done. And
this is our high-tech props here, guys. All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in a fight? Elaborate.
You want me to elaborate?
Yep.
Are you ready? There is a story with this.
I want the story.
The first thing I'm going to say is Todd Hyland, you know who you are, and you did hit my bike first. Just saying that. I might have been 11 at the time, whatever. I don't know if this is a fight, and I'm going to reveal something here. It's it's not actually funny, but it is kind of funny at the same time. So I was at acting school. I went to a school called NIDA in Sydney, right? And when I was in my third year, which is your last year, I have to give you a little bit of backstory. I'll be really quick. I'd done this, we did a movement class every week, and with this amazing man called Keith Bain. And I'd just done a class with him that day, and he said, Katrina, when you move, you flop your arms about, and you give away your power. And I remember sort of thinking about that all day, thinking, shit, yeah, I'll flop my arms about, stop flopping your arms about. And anyway, so we get told we do these long days at school, and then other years, the year below me it happened to be, was doing a play, and you're supposed to go and support them and watch them, but I was really tired. It's a theme here. But I was really tired, so I went. It was actually Sam Worthington was in this. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry. I know he's sitting there going, what? No, he's not. But anyway,
yes, he is.
Yeah.
The world is tuning in. Sorry,
Sam. Yeah,
I have a global reach of these things.
Me too, I know. Anyway, they had a play on, and I left at half time because I was so tired, and I just snuck out. And I had to catch two buses. I had to catch the 400 and the 339. This is in Sydney. And anyway, I got the 400 to where I caught the 339, and the bloody bus didn't turn up, right? So it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to walk home. And I remember thinking, you shouldn't walk home. And I thought, no, I'm going to walk home. And I'm walking down the street, and I'm thinking, don't flop your arms about, Katrina, don't flop your arms about, Katrina, because you give away your power. So I'm holding my, and then I start to hear footsteps on the other side of the road. And I'm thinking, oh shit, there's power, don't flop your arms, power. I'm walking down the street, then the footsteps got closer, and it's this guy. And he lunged for me. This is not funny, that's what I say. He lunged for me and was like, grabbing at me and stuff. And I'm like, in slow-mo going, what the hell is happening here? And I tried screaming, and no one came to my rescue. And he's like still grabbing at me, and didn't grab my bag or anything. And then it's just like something in me snapped. And I went, you little fucking shit! And I started chasing him. This man's trying to like grab me and attack me, and I just snapped. And there was a skip with like pieces of wood and stuff. And I grabbed the piece of wood and I started chasing him, and all the while thinking, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm chasing him. And then he got in his car, and I thought he was going to kill me. I jumped a fence. I've never jumped a fence in my life. I leapt over this fence, and I'm hiding it. And then he drives off, and then so I start walking home. Power, don't flop your arms about. I'm walking home, and I get to my best friend who was living downstairs from me. I'm knocking on the door. This guy tried to grab me. Blah, blah, blah. She calls the police. The police come over, and they're like asking me to go through it. And they said, where did this happen? I went, in Dick Street. And it did. It happened in Dick Street of all the streets. And then I started cracking up. And that was it, and they never caught him. But apparently there was like lots of assaults in there anyway.
In Dick Street.
So in Dick Street. Now that was my fight with my plank of wood. I was ready to go. He was only little too, and it was all slow.
Well, obviously you found your power.
I found my power.
I'm so glad we unpacked that.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we unpacked that.
Let's pack it back up again now.
Let's unpack some more things.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever called into work sick because you were hungover?
No.
No one says yes to that.
No.
Do you have any tattoos?
No.
No one has tattoos either. Do you sing in the shower?
No.
Wow.
I would never subject my shower to my voice, ever. I hold singers in such, like I was just discussing this, singers in such high esteem. To me, they're gods. Like, I'd love.
So we're not going to see you in Wentworth in musical anytime soon?
Negative, big deal.
Oh, okay.
No.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Oh. Have you ever sent a text to the wrong person?
Probably.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Have you ever been totally freaked out by a fan? And not the grabby guy in Dick Street.
Bloody Dick Street. Freaked out. Some maybe. Only because I forget that people watch television and think that they sometimes think that they know you. And I've been put in a headlock a few times, which is always interesting because I am such a wuss. And I sort of, and you've got to forgive them for thinking that you can handle it. I can't. Just saying, can't. I'm a wuss. So, yeah, yes, I guess that means yes. But generally, no. Generally, I'm very flattered. Yeah.
Except FYI fans, don't put Kat in a headlock when you see her.
Negative.
She doesn't want to swing pits. Done.
Yeah, done.
Have you ever done a nudie run?
Oh, again, no. I've never subject
Saying guilty.
Never. Never subject anyone to that. I don't even get nude for myself. I'm like, I put it away.
Have you ever re-gifted a gift?
Yes. I'm an actor.
You're not playing the battle.
It's because I'm engaging in conversation.
Sorry. Have you ever considered being on a reality series?
No. 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 Well, no, not really, no.
Have you ever forgotten your lines?
Oh, yes.
Yes, guilty.
Yes.
Have you ever had a crush on a castmate?
Yes.
Who?
Who haven't I had a crush on?
Name some. Give me some dirt.
I can't. I can't. I sometimes I have to get a crush to get through the job.
Right.
Yeah, it's the thing that gets me up in the morning. Not so much on Wentworth because I know everyone way too well, and it's been a long time. So, but no, actually no, that's not true. Define crush, Kelly.
Just a crush.
Yeah, all the time.
You have a crush on me.
Totes.
Have fans ever mistaken you for somebody else?
Constantly.
Who?
Oh, got a funny story about this. Yeah, I get Dawn French a lot. I used to get Katrina Jones, and now I just get Dawn French, which is nothing wrong with that. I love that woman. I love her. I wish I had a modicum of her talent. But instead I just have her face. And I'm twice as tall as her, mind you. I'd love to play her sister, though. Just a heads up for anyone who
Anyone
can
casting?
make that happen. Anyone casting?
Dawn French's sister, right here.
Oh, look right here. It's like, who are you looking at? Dawn or Katrina? Who knows? Yeah, and I was in England this year, or last year.
Last year.
With Socrates.
Yeah, last year.
And we arrived in Birmingham. We had like 5 minutes or something, and I was with my boyfriend Rodney, and he's like, let's go for a walk. So we go for a walk, and this guy, I don't know what he was on, and he said, I can't even do the accent, like Birmingham. I can't do the accent, but he's like, oh, I love your friend. I love you, and I love your friend. And I was like, oh, thanks. That's really sweet. He goes, what's her name? Jennifer Saunders. I love her. He thought I was Dawn French. He honestly thought I was Dawn French.
He didn't even love you. He loved your friend.
He didn't even love me. He loved my friend Jennifer Saunders. Damn it! Like double whammy. I'm like, I hate England. I'm not. No, I didn't.
No, she doesn't.
I love it. I'm obsessed with it, actually.
And last but not least, let's end this on a high note.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone commando?
No.
Oh.
Why would I do that to the chair?
Well, no one... Oh, God. All right.
Sorry.
Guys, we're throwing to you now. This is time for
Please.
Q&A.
Please.
This is how... I even gave Katrina a coffee before this.
I've had two, and I'm like, it's like I'm kind of drunk, but I'm drunk on caffeine.
You don't even really drink, so it's not even that. All right, let's throw to the fans because they always have much better questions than me. You've had your paddle confiscated. Look at that. Tom just confiscated your paddle.
Oh no,
that's a bit nasty, isn't it? Okay, let's get straight into this. The questions are coming in thick and fast, so I'm going to do my best. Let's kick off with this question from Justin Dowdle.
Oh, hello, Justin.
Boomer is my favourite character.
Shut up.
She has tried to get pregnant on a few occasions, but all has been successful. Do you think she'll ever get the child she wants?
That makes me really sad. I don't know how, Justin, because she's in an all-female prison. I don't know how, but you never know. You never know. But like I said, I do think the baby really was a substitute for something else that she really needs, which is to belong and to be loved unconditionally, and to have something that's hers and that she can boss around, that she can be the boss of and teach, and I think that's what a baby represented to Booms. But who knows? Who knows? I hope so.
This is from Monique. Love Boom's rise from bunter to boss. How cool's that?
Bunter to boss.
What was it like to grow as a character, and can we see you put more of Katrina in Boomer into now than in seasons before?
Do you really want more of Katrina? Really think about that. There's always a lot of Katrina in Boomer, really, in a way. I mean, it sort of takes me a little while to sort of process how she would process things, because I would process them quite differently. But that's half the fun for me, is sort of going, okay, what would I do? Now do the opposite, which is what I do with Boom. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they throw at me and see what I have to bring. It's so much fun. It's good fun. It's a good job.
This is a super cool name.
Yeah.
Magic Barclay.
Magic. Barclay.
Is Boomer building to a storyline? The workshop deal isn't giving her enough, and we want more from her.
Oh, bless you. Yeah. Look, it's an ongoing trajectory for Boom. So it's I guess look, it does go somewhere. You'll have to see. You'll have to stay tuned.
Brandy Garbutt. What's the best part of playing Boomer?
I'm in love with her. You might be able to tell. I'm just completely in love with her. I love the way I love her simplicity and her complexity, if that makes any sense at all. I get fun stuff to do. I got to learn how to weld, like Katrina got to learn how to weld. I can make shit now.
Can you really?
You should bring your orders in, actually.
Can you really make shit?
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sort of. Yes, I can. Yeah. I'm really good at it.
Oh. I'm going to make you make me something.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
candelabra.
Guys, these questions are so good and they're coming in so quickly, so just bear with me. There was a really cool question that just flicked up that was about prisoner and it's gone.
Oh.
I had it for a second and then you talked too long. No,
I'm sorry.
Here it is. Leanne Clark. Hi, Kat. If you wanted one prisoner to come cell block H and make an appearance in the show, who would it be and why?
From the original Prisoner. I wasn't allowed to watch the original Prisoner.
I was too little.
I was too little. So I don't know. And I'm too scared to go and watch it because I don't want it to interfere with what
you're doing now.
Yeah, so I think a lot of us are like that. You sort of you let the writers do that kind of work, and then we just have to bring to it what we do.
Yeah. Here's a cool one from Charlotte. How's Rodney? Has he made any more cheesecakes?
Oh, you darling thing. Hello. I remember Charlotte from England. No, the bugger hasn't done a lot of cooking recently.
No,
I'll have to have words.
He hasn't, actually.
Yeah, no. He did make you a good pie,
He
though.
made me a good pie.
Like, really
good pie with, like, pastry made from scratch.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's very fastidious like that.
Daniel King. Hey, Katrina, if Boomer was to get her own backline story, is there anything that you would like to see? Oh, I've lost it. That you would like to see shown? Yeah. I think it said. Sorry if I missed the end of it. It flicked. It's gone.
Is that from Daniel?
It was from Daniel King.
Daniel King. Hello. That's a really good question. Yes, I have in my head because when I've said this a fair bit too. When I started on Wentworth, or when you get a script, you get what's called a character breakdown, and usually it's quite a substantial slab of writing describing your character. For Boomer, it was like that big. So I kind of got to go to town with and do whatever I really wanted with her within reason. But I had to make up a lot of what I think her backstory is. So I got a few ideas. I don't know. I hope, one day we see where these little chickens come from. But there's a few things. I want to see her on a train. I want to see her in Frankston, and I want to see her in Franger, and I want to see her with some of her mates from the old days.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and her mum and dad.
That'd be
want
cool.
to see that. Yeah.
This is from Nicole Adam. Hi Katrina.
Hi Nicole.
Do you wish Frankie chose to escape with Boomer instead of Ali? I find it weird.
Yeah, I'm high five. Totally with you on that. I do find it weird. I do. Yes. Yeah. Frankie. I don't know. Does she know how much Booms loves her? Does she know? Do you think she knows?
I think she does. She's just very, very, very driven for what's it called? Retribution?
Yeah.
Is that what the word is?
Yeah.
I sounded super smart then.
You did.
Got to keep my focus on this. This is what my job is right now, to give you some of these amazing questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Here, Nala Marie Harrington. If Boomer was top dog, what do you think her first move would be?
Whatever it is, it'd be chaotic and would probably cause some sort of explosion. I think she would just make everyone do something for her, and it would probably, let's face it, involve food.
Yeah, hand it over.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too complex.
We'd be upgrading from Monte Carlo to Tim Tams straight up.
Totes, yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Melinda Katie Winkler, love your work over the years, so much fun. Fun question, if Boomer had to take a dance class, what do you think she would take?
The Roomba.
That was so quick, you've already thought about this.
Can you imagine? I can imagine her, be some sort of Latin hip moving thing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Guys, these questions are so good, I can't. Raina White, why is loyalty so important to Boomer, and why does she always seek people's approval?
That is a beautiful question. It comes back to the backstory that I've got for her, that I believe as a kid she was rejected a lot, and particularly by her family and by her own mother, and so I think that's why she seeks that reassurance so much, that loyalty. She also seeks boundaries. I don't think she was given them as a kid, which is how she's ended up in jail, and I think that jail gives her those boundaries, gives her that the discipline and the lack of choice that she actually needs, so hence the rules being really important, because I think without the rules it's just as hellish as being on the outside for her, which I think being on the outside is hellish for Booms. So that, I hope that answers your question. And it's just
wait and see, watch and see.
Yeah.
Sarah Wright Corell, do you actually like Monte Carlos?
I actually today I might have had a Monte Carlo today.
Stop it.
Yeah. I will admit, when they make me eat them quite a bit, I couldn't bear to look at them for a good long time. But sometimes you just get a little...
Yeah, this time last year, I bought you like 3 packets as a joke. And
That's
you're like,
right.
Oh, I can't eat another one.
No. Yeah, so it's probably been since this time last year.
It has, yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
You know what? I just got to say, there is so much love coming in. I'm not going to read them all out, but everyone's just like, they're not actually asking questions. They're just saying, like, we love you so much. We love Booms.
I love you so much. It's very kind.
Here's one from Al Ross, which is kind of what we've been talking about. We've seen Booms and Frankie, Booms and Maxie, and now Booms and Sonia.
Yeah.
Do you think Booms needs someone to look up to?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think but the beauty of Sonia is that she's, as we talked about before, she's actually giving Booms the chance to stand on her own 2 feet, which is a first. Yeah, she does. She needs those, as I say, those boundaries and the rules.
This is from Mary Beth. Are any of the friendship moments between Boomer and Frankie improvised? I like the way they sort of just bump into each other and they're playful. Is it mainly scripted or is it some improv?
You're really clever. That's a really clever question. A lot of it is improv, actually. we were so damn lucky. We set up this thing from the get-go. Us, we worked really hard to make sure that when you guys entered the prison in that very first episode, that you felt that you were entering somewhere that was already established. And so we worked really hard to develop these relationships, and a lot of that came from improvisation on the spot. And yeah, a lot of course, all of it scripted, but then they let the cameras roll. And there was a moment recently that Frankie and Booms had where Frankie jumps on the bed, Boom has been crying, and she's going, let's dance. That was all impro. And when Boom says I love you, that was all impro. So it was all something we just sort of harked back to. And
that's why it feels so authentic, I think.
Yeah.
And real, yeah.
But it's genuine. We actually kind of dig doing that. Like we work really well together, I think, and Nicole's probably sitting there going, really? I love you, Nicole. We work really well together.
You love me too. This is from Tina Burbridge. Kat, what is worse, a lager or a rat?
Oh, good question. I think a lager.
A lager.
Yeah. In Booms is mine. Yeah.
Lager's not cool.
Mm-mm.
Emily, and I can't pronounce your last name, Emily.
Oh,
but
I hear Emily. Milosevic, I know.
Do you know who the Wentworth rat is?
Yeah, no, I don't, and it's not me.
See that? You went to say yes. You went to say yes, and then you got caught out, and then you denied it.
I wanted to say yes because I wanted to say yes. It's not me.
No, pretty sure.
It's not me.
Everyone just saw that. Everyone just heard it. I have it on camera. You know who it is.
I do not know who it is. Can you imagine me sitting there, or Boomer sitting there typing anything? It'd be like, no, I've got better things to do. It's not me, I promise, it's not me. It is not me.
Although, Boomer hates lagers, and the Wentworth rat's pretty much a lager.
Exactly.
So,
no good.
This is a really cool throwback from Reese Clark. Hey, Kat, love ya.
Hey, Reese, love you.
Could you tell us about the scene where B put your hands in the steam press?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to know? Sorry, what? See what I did there?
Yep, we did.
Was it gold? Tell me it was gold.
Going to be a meme tomorrow for shiz.
Oh gosh, that was a tough day. I do remember that day filming it. I remember that it was really hard. A lot of screaming and yeah, just the feeling so let down by Frankie in that moment because she didn't come to help me when I would have come to help her. Kelly's just Kelly.
Sorry, I'm here.
Come back. Yeah, so that was a big turning point for Boomer, and took her a long time to come back from that. And I don't think her relationship with B ever recovered really either.
That was pretty hardcore.
It was hardcore.
This is from Helen. Are you a dress or trouser lady on the outside?
Oh, Helen, you will not see me in pants.
Ever.
I do not wear pants. I'm not a pants gal. They don't look good at all.
Actually, I remember this one time you cracked me up. I asked Katrina the question, what would you tell your younger self? And she said, no, tell them what you said.
Don't wear shorts. Just don't wear them. I think that's what I said. Because I did. Do you want to know? No, you don't want to know.
I do. I want to know the story of why you hate shorts so bad.
Because I grew up in North Queensland and it's very hot and I wore shorts a lot. And then I got into uni in New South Wales and I went...
Come on, this is why it's called the interrogation room. We want to know.
I thought I was going to be cool and I had my shorts with me. And I got these little... If my best mate Kelly's watching, you'll remember this. I got these little plastic eyes and I sewed them onto my backpack and a hat. Because I was doing arts and I thought I was going to be really cool. And I was only 17 and I didn't know much and I arrived at university. It was a big college campus, and there were all these really cool people, and me with my shorts and the eyeballs, because I was doing arts, and I thought I was being arty. Anyway, they lasted a day, and I never wore shorts again, ever. I dressed in bohemian skirts with bells on them and pretended to be a hippie, and I just didn't know who I was, and I just never wore shorts again.
I feel like it can't be just shorts. I feel like it also has to be arty hats with eyes on them.
Don't tell anyone that I told you this. I don't know where I put that hat.
Shayna Lee Brennan wants to know, do you still have the backpack?
Shut up! I don't know where it is. I think I might have burnt it. Do you ever do that when you think about yourself and you go, part of me wants to hug you and part of me just wants to punch you in the head and go, just don't. Why? Little plastic eyes. Because you were doing arts.
You know who I think to blame here is? Where was your bestie Kelly at? Why didn't she stop you before you got there and said, mate?
Because she was my bestie after I got there, and she reminds me of it constantly. Hey, Kat, how's your shorts going with your eyes? Shut up!
Okay, I actually feel like I've done an ad workout. Aisha Simon would like to know, top 3 cast members you'd like to do a theatre play with.
Oh, from class member from Wentworth.
Not the ones that wear shorts with eyes.
Okay. Theatre. Any one of them would be amazing. I've done a play with Jenko, actually. I've done a play with her. I was doing a play at the same time as Atco, Kate Atkinson. So Kate Jenkins and Kate Atkinson. I'd love to do a play with seals. All of them. But there's no need to do a play because I'm doing, I do this with them, and that's incredible. That's been incredible. They're bloody good actors.
They are.
Friends.
So are you, mate.
Oh, hush now.
Our friend Leah from Wentworth Memes has a question. Who is the worst for bloopers?
That's a really good question. The worst for bloopers, I reckon it was Danielle. She always had lots of stuff on the goof reel. And Pam, and who else? Yeah, we're under so much time pressure on that show, and the content is so dark. It's like, I think the officers have a much better time than us inmates, I have to say.
You think?
Because there ain't so many bloopers from us inmates, but heaps from like Kate Atkinson and Pam, and when Pam was a governor. And I've forgotten the question.
All right, moving right along. Brandon George Hogg would like to know, which one of the cast members is most likely to go to prison in real life, and what would it be for?
Probably me.
What, for shorts?
Bad fashion.
Fashion police. Jeez. I think it would be Tammy for Indecent Exposure.
Yes, and kissing. She's a kisser, our Tam. I love it. She loves a good pash. G'day. And I reckon, it could, and I love that about her though. Like she's just
That's a good segue into this question. Oh no, it's gone. I can't remember whose name it was, but I just read it. Is there a character on set that you want to pash? Where's it gone? It rolled up.
Is there someone on set that I want to pash?
Or kiss on with?
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Anyone will have me.
Just put those shorts on and they'll come right.
Okay, we've got to let the shorts go now, Kel. We've got to let them go. I don't wear pants anymore.
It was Maura Gibbons. She wanted to know, which cast member would you love to have a kissing scene with?
Wouldn't it be great if we got Fev on the show? and Boom's got to have like a dream sequence pashing on with Fev.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be so cool. It's so not Wentworth, but it would be so cool. Sort of, actually. What am I saying?
Then you get to pash on with Fev.
Then I have to pash. Sorry, Fev. Sorry, I wouldn't subject you to that.
Oh, stop it. Leanne Clark would like to know, what was it like behind the scenes where Boomer had to pretend Joan was invisible? How many takes did that take?
I actually came up with the notion of, because it made sense to me. I think we didn't take many takes. It's sort of, sometimes I have to entertain myself because, I haven't got much to do in a scene. So that was one of those moments where I thought, well, she's been told that she's invisible, so Booms is going to pretend like she's invisible. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty much done and dusted.
It was pretty funny. It made for some good memes.
And Pam was great when she went, oh, no, I'm not. Oh, she made that up. It was all kind of like we were just playing with each other there, if you know what I mean, in a matter of
Yep. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap Katrina up. So you've got your last couple of questions in. They better be good. I'm going to pick the last few. They've been amazing. I shouldn't say they've got to be good because every question's been amazing.
Yeah.
But this is a nice one. Pamela Fraser, why is your hair always a mess on Wentworth?
Good question. Because it's Booms. She doesn't really take much, that's part of her charm. That she doesn't shower a lot or brush her hair. And she has no fellas around to kind of want to...
Remember the time she got the makeover?
Yeah.
Hot.
So, because the blokes were around.
Yeah.
But when it's just the chick, she doesn't care.
What would be Boomer's favourite band?
Smashing Pumpkins.
That's deep.
Actually, no, it'd be the Angels.
The Angels?
No way, get fuck off. That'd be her. That'd be her.
And Stollery, where would you be if you weren't working on Wentworth?
Where would I be? Standing in the doll queue. No, where would I be? Just keeping it real, folks. Keeping it real. No, I would. I am obsessed with flowers. Can't actually live without them. I am obsessed with them. So I reckon I would one day like to have my own flower shop.
A florist.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I could spend all day in there. There you go.
Sniffing flowers?
Sniffing flowers and just looking at them. I love them.
And then our epic question that we ask everyone, what is your binge go to on Foxtel?
I've had many a binge over the years. At the moment, well, I'm waiting for Game of Thrones, but I binge pretty much on the BBC First channel or the UK TV. So I am quite partial to Midsummer Murders. Seriously.
It was on before. She wanted to watch it.
I was quite angry when it got turned off.
Well, it had to be.
Kelly.
You've got work to do, interrogations to happen.
I love it.
And this is our last question. This is from Ellen Leggett. What is Boomer's hopes once she's out of jail?
Good question. I think the thought of being out of jail terrifies her. That's my secret with you. But I think, in her fantasy, it would... it'd all work out with Daz. Probably have a couple of kids and get on with things and, open up another panel beating business. Just stay out of trouble. I think that's what she'd think. It's a nice dream.
Right. Now you're being subjected to the final 15.
Oh, final 15.
Thank you all for your questions.
Thank you so much. They were
awesome.
Really cool. Yeah.
Awesome questions. Every week they give such good questions.
Yeah.
Like they should write the questions. No, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Final 15. Really fast answers.
Gotcha.
Sydney or Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Maxine or Frankie?
Mankey. Can't choose between them.
Phone call or text?
Text.
Facebook or Instagram?
I'm bad with both.
Yeah, you are.
I've got to get better. I will get better.
She's going to try harder, guys.
I really am.
Passenger or driver?
Passenger.
TV or book?
Book.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Heels or sneakers?
Heels, but I can't wear them.
Dine in or dine out?
Dine in.
Fries or salad?
Oh, fries. And salad.
Loud or quiet?
Quiet.
Comedy or drama?
Drama. Comedy. I can't choose.
What's it called? Dramedy.
Dramedy.
Sweets or savoury?
Sweets.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Boom. That's a wrap.
Oh my gosh.
You survived.
Oh, we did
We had
it.
some laughing fits. We had some possible tears.
Yeah.
We had some moments where I thought you were totally losing the plot.
I know, don't ever, I can't, I won't be able to watch this.
We'll edit it out, but we won't because it's live. So.
Just forgive me. Forgive me. I'm Pamela Ray. Signing off. I love Pam. I love you, Pam.
Thank you for what is always an entertaining chat, Katrina. We love having
you. You're getting me.
We did. And what we've been signing off with is for you to describe next week's episode in one singular word.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Got that, guys? It's amazing.
It's like totally going to be a meme, that.
Yep.
It's
Look it up in
amazing.
the Urban Dictionary.
That's right. Don't know what that was.
Katrina just seductively unpacked it.
Guilty.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday for Ep 10 on Showcase on Foxtel, 8:30.
Yes, please.
It's heating up now. We're on the downward straight.
Yeah,
3
can you
eps to the
believe it?
finale.
I can't
Can you believe
that.
it?
No.
How fast the seasons go.
I know.
But you are in for a ride, guys. So don't forget to tune in. And tune in this time next week to see who I'm going to interrogate next week.
Yes.
It might be Katrina milosevic, considering
Katrina
I
Milosevic.
did Pamela Raid tonight.
That's right.
Hear that?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you, guys.
Thank
See you.
See ya.